Hi everybody, it's Miss Tammy. Welcome to Church at Home. Miss Karen, who sends her love, and I always like to start with Psalm 118:24. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And as you know, that comes from the Bible. Yes, that's the book for me. I stand alone on the Word of God, the Bible, Bible. The Bible. Yes, that's the book for me. I read it through and believe it too, the Bible, Bible. This week we're starting a new series and it's called The Armor of God. Well, you might be thinking, what is the armor of God and why do we even need it? Well, because the armor of God isn't actually something you can see. A couple of thousand years ago, God gave a man named Paul a great idea. And Paul took those thoughts and those ideas that God gave him and he wrote everything down so that he could explain to us just what the armor of God is and why it's so important for us to have it and use it. So it's all in the Bible. And it's in the part of the Bible called the book of Ephesians. So boys and girls, a couple of thousand years ago when Paul lived, there were Roman soldiers pretty much everywhere you went. And the soldiers wore armor for protection. And some of the things that you might have seen the soldiers wearing were belts that held some of their other tools, breastplates of real hard metal like this. They had special shoes that they wore on their feet, which I don't have, so just pretend these are them. They had shields to protect themselves from fiery darts and whatever else might be coming their way. They had helmets right here to protect their heads, and they used swords if they needed to, right? So there you have it. Those are some of the parts of the armor that the Roman soldiers wore. So what Paul did was he compared what people saw in those days with the Roman soldiers' armor to the invisible armor that God gives us. Things like truth and righteousness and giving us confidence and helping us not to fear and having a shield of faith to protect us when bad things come our way or difficult things come our way or when the enemy, meaning Satan, wants to put lies in our head and that kind of thing. Because you know what? There's a real battle going on, boys and girls, between good and evil. And God's armor gives us the tools, or it is the tools that God gives us to defeat the enemy. You're going to learn more about those tools and compare them to armor that the Roman soldiers wore as the weeks go on. So make sure you join us every week so you can learn and you can be dressed in the armor of God too. I love you, I miss you, and we'll see you next week. Bye everybody.